In my presentation, I will show you the problem analysis regarding a new security by design approach. My name is SAE and I work in the field of automotive systems engineering in the combination with security. While I enjoy working very much, my family and my faith in God are very important to me. There are different types of vehicle misbehavior. For example, the ECU responsible for the slip regulation may not be working properly. If a component does not do what it is supposed to do, it is unreliable. This can be improved through better quality management. But you can also have unsafe behavior, like the component does what it's supposed to do, but it doesn't consider corner cases like detecting pedestrians on the street and bad light conditions. Okay, and you can have cases in which hackers use vulnerabilities in communication units or other components to manipulate the vehicle behavior so that the vehicle becomes unsecure. The good thing is there are already standards regarding these cases, regarding privacy, regarding quality management, regarding safety, and also about the overlaps. And my research is about the overlap between security and safety, and especially on hacker attacks on the safety. So there were a number of hacks in the past, like the famous known Jeep Cherokee hack from 2015, in which security experts or hackers demonstrated an attack from home office, in which they showed that they can have full remote control of this vehicle. So this led to a recall of 1.4 million vehicles and to a huge drop in share prices. So, but also in 2020, end of 2020, there were other hacks, and one was a phantom attack hack, in which the security experts showed so that you can project stuff on the street or on trees or something like people or signs, and the vehicles react on this, and this is not that what we want typically. So the good thing is the ISO 21434, which is now available since 2 weeks, helps in a more general way the automotive industry to integrate security into the development process, and especially in the concept phase, they propose different activities like, okay, you need to think about the system architecture, you need to perform a risk analysis, you need to decide what to do against this, and of course you need to manifest this somehow in form of requirements. So the problem is the ISO describes the what, but it's not describing the how, and this must be done with methods, and I want to tackle this in my research. So my research questions about this how to propose a method, or how must a method be designed so that it can be used in the concept phase in the automotive industry, so that it is compatible with the ISO. This is basically my research, and I will present you some research or my found research questions on this. So research question 1: how must a method be designed to support a team of interdisciplinary stakeholders in an online workshop or in a workshop to create an initial system architecture as part of the cybersecurity concept? So the system architecture is demanded in this concept phase, and the question is how to do this, how can this be created, and how must this method be designed so that it can help the stakeholders to create this. And these stakeholders are from different disciplines, departments, and so on. Different from different disciplines, different departments, maybe different companies, like in the Volkswagen Group, you have different brands, and they work together, and people are from different locations. And the collaboration with many high staffs in workshops limited for time, location, and financial reasons. The methods and tools provided must be immediately applicable without in-depth expertise and without technical barriers. Okay, you cannot use specific software in which you need to train the people and so on. So your goal is to extract as many information as possible, or the most important knowledge information from the people, and then to generate this system architecture. And this must be done with easily accessible tools, and the methods must be also captured also very, very fast. So as part of the cybersecurity concept, a system architecture is to be created. The system architecture serves as a communication tool in the workshop. Complicated modeling constructs hinder the creative process and must be avoided. And also we can tell or say this from my experience with an OEM, that they have this problem. So you can use specific complex stuff. So everything must be easy. So, and the last part is the method used determines the scope, detail, and hierarchical depth of the system architecture. An unsuitable method endangers the quality of the system architecture created in the workshop. So if you do not guide these stakeholders, then you have a problem. So maybe in some workshops you will only generate for one specific part a very detailed, extremely detailed and solution, but other stuff is not covered, and then time is up. And but you need to derive requirements for basically the whole system or component, and you only covered only one part in very detailed. And then basically the problem, you need to spend again more workshops, or you just take this document, you throw it over the wall, and then you have lots of iterations later to correct this. Okay, next research question. How must the required method be designed to support the creation of initial system requirements for the concept phase? The system architecture is not sufficient as a means for communication outside of workshops. The definition of system requirements is necessary, also from the ISO. The effort to create the system architecture can be used to derive requirements. So by writing down requirements, ambiguities in the modeling are revealed so that the system architecture can also be corrected. Without guidelines, there is a risk that it is not clear which elements of the system architecture should be described, to what extent, with what priority, and at what level of detail. Furthermore, there is a risk that described requirements do not add real value to the modeling. So it's basically you look on the model, you check the requirements, it's the same, so no new value. How can the next research question, how can the required method support the consideration of the security aspect already in the concept phase? So interdisciplinary stakeholders in this workshop are only rarely familiar with security. So we have people from different departments and disciplines and so on. So not everyone is from the Department of Security. So the identification of sensitive data and components, in contrast, etc., can be done in these workshops. So everyone has got good feeling about okay, what needs to be protected. A risk analysis must be carried out for the data components that require protection in order to set the right priorities in engineering. So also one result of this workshop must be, okay, what is important, what must be protected with a high priority. And this risk analysis must be applicable in the workshop. Identified and prioritized threats must also be resolved. In order to take countermeasures into account at an early stage, there must be these countermeasures must be represented in a generally comprehensible way, and must be applicable in a way that is suitable for the workshop. So stuff which we present must be captured or understood very fast, and also be applicable very fast. Okay, next research or last research question. How can the required methods support the consideration of safety aspects already in the concept The good thing is there is already standards for the automotive industry regarding functional safety. There are already a number of methods which address this aspect. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. The problem is methods from the safety area are not typically compatible or doesn't cover security and vice versa. So, but methods which do both are too broad for the workshop. It must be, customized extensively. Of course, I did the literature analysis regarding, and especially regarding this criteria, and find out in general none of the examined approaches fulfill all criteria. So we must do something. So the general idea is to do method tailoring, basically to take stuff which works and to extend it to be applicable in the workshop. And the general idea is to use simple MBSE constructs like SysML, then to perform a risk analysis and to find threats, and then to resolve stuff with patterns, and then of course to derive requirements. Okay, I did this in some contributions, so I had problem analysis, then 3 papers on the solution idea. Okay, find threats, solve them, derive requirements, and I had a paper on a 3 tool which helps in identifying use cases, threat cases on a very high level. The problem is existing work, or my existing work, is not compatible with ISO, not yet. And the plan is to do this in next time. And I think there is some more to do, a lot of work to do. And and finally, my research approach. So I did, and I chose the design science research approach, which consists of 4 steps: awareness of the problem, then driving suggestions, development, and then evaluation, and then after some cycles, the conclusion. So in the first round, the first cycle, I did literature analysis and derived conceptual fragments, which I also tested in 10 workshops with industry participants around nearly 1 day per workshop. And I think in some there were 82 industry participants. So, and what I found out, okay, you can find threats with people which are from different disciplines in engineering and so on. But this works. So, but I didn't cover this part. Okay, how to solve this? So, and I did this later. Okay, I presented workshop applicable design patterns, which cover security problems, and propose a solution for it. And I tested this, with 131 master students over 8 weeks, and also discussed this later then with my project partners and additionally with an OEM, people from department from systems engineering. The problem is it was not compatible with the ISO, so I did this and tested this several weeks ago with 154 students over 8 weeks. And the to-do is, okay, to discuss this with my project partners. I want to analyze the data which was generated. I want to improve the method, and then in the final step, I want to test the method steps, single method steps, with my project partners and also with the OEM in a smaller setting, so I cannot block 8 weeks of work from then. So this is the idea, and then basically based on the feedback from industry, I want to finalize my method. So if you're interested in my work, you can follow me. You're invited to follow me in ResearchGate. Thank you.